just to think that this particular film was the start of his career. This was his debut performance. This film that I saw, this was the epitome of destruction. This right here was the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme. This film is nothing more but a fucking prank. This film, if you are going out to, okay, you buy yourself a nice container of Neapolitan ice cream. You got the chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. You want the good flavors, the vanilla and the chocolate. You want to eat the good flavors, but no. You once you open up the container, all you are left is the flavor that you don't want. That is the strawberry. You don't want the strawberry. You want the chocolate and the vanilla. Or better yet, you are trying to eat some Teddy Grahams. You know those graham crackers that are shaped of teddy bears. You all know what a Teddy Graham is. This film, you want to go into the box and have some Teddy Grahams. You want to sit there and have some Teddy Grahams and just enjoy a nice childhood snack. But then once you try and reach into the box for the Teddy Grahams, you realize all you are left with is crumbs because this movie ate them all. It ate the chocolate and the vanilla ice cream. This film is the cramp that you get in your stomach that when you have bad, horrible diarrhea and before you empty out your ass, you end up having that terrible, terrible cramp that just leaves you in fucking pain when you're on the toilet. This is what that movie is. It's that cramp that just doesn't suit you. It's an aftertaste. It's an aftertaste. Like when you're eating something really delicious, or okay, if you're drinking coffee and you love the smell of it and such like that, and it leaves like an aftertaste. Yeah, this movie is a horrible aftertaste. This film is just week old bread that you leave on the shelf for about 3 months that you don't even eat. Now that's just fucking disgusting in its own. This film of the 1980s, I had to go search and see exactly on the internet what is the worst film of the 1980s. I mean, there are a lot of them out there that you can say are bad in terms of cheesiness, um, stupid stories, uh, trauma, whatever. I gave shit to Toxic Avenger. I can't even go against that. Howard the Duck, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I know that's movie's got a cult following, but I fucking hate it. And I don't know, a film like Hard Ticket to Hawaii. I don't know why, out of all things, I mentioned that one, but that's just one that I heard about that was supposed to be pretty bad. But that's a different story of its own. This one here, in terms of comedies, in terms of starts, in terms of exactly what deplorable, cringeworthy bullshit is, with just dialogue that just not only makes zero sense, but with constant dad jokes galore that just leaves you in a cringe. With just the beginning of where you see the common trend of what Adam Sandler does in movies to where he's an obnoxious twerp and ends up getting the pretty girl in the end. That's just the common trend in almost any one of Adam Sandler's comedies that he does. This movie alone gave me a legit headache after I watched it. From that stupid ass animated intro with him doing those big googly eyed cross faces that he does, along with the shitty animation alone of him being drawn, to the intro alone of him on this fucking boat with that stupid accent, whatever he was, that stupid sailor uniform, his stupid mannerisms, his stupid, pathetic jokes that just gets you absolutely annoyed, to a story that is just retarded to no end. How would anyone just sit there and just look at this movie and think, "Oh, this shit's funny"? We're in reality, it's just annoyance. That's all this movie was. It was just a complete annoyance. There's one thing about me is that I get annoyed super fucking easily, and this film alone was just an annoyance. I can't even go into detail. I can't even find where to begin or anything specific of to where I can go from talking about exactly of how bad this film was. This film was made by a guy named Valerie Bryman. This was released in 1989. But I don't know. And Adam Sandler playing as a name called Shecky Mosaki, Moskowitz, Shecky Moskowitz, whatever the fuck his name is. It's literally one of the stupidest names I've ever seen. But seeing how he comes off alone, I don't know. But also the boats, the point where terrorists come on board and wanted to kill Miss Australia, the point where how that was set up and where how that took place. I was just thinking a lot of the things I was transferring in this movie was just left field. It was all absolutely left field. It was just you're watching this and you're thinking, okay, this is starting off pretty bad in terms of something something that's going straight forward, but it ends up being cringeworthy and just a piece of shit. But it goes downhill more and more and more and more because of all the left field nonsense that transpires on this action. You're thinking, how in reality, who acts, does, talks, thinks like this? Like I'm watching this movie and I'm thinking, this shit alone. This is what you're going. This is what you're doing. You're giving logic the middle fucking finger. No. I take that back. Middle finger's too generous. You are shitting all over logic with this film. Like I can't even. I don't even know, folks. This film hurt me. This film mentally hurt me. It made me feel physically sick. I've been having this headache for the past 24 hours after seeing this film. I was watching this and I just couldn't believe just everything that was happening in this film. The left field, the left field nonsense that was written, dialogue that was just not only confusing but annoying, comedy jokes, stupid, horrible dad jokes that just leaves your brain in a trance that you're thinking to yourself, what the fuck? I'd rather fucking take a cantaloupe and shove it down my dick hole than it is watching this movie. Why? Because at least that's an attempt to try something. I mean, as for what else I'd rather do, I mean, I'd rather take this fucking bottle. Hold on. I'd rather take this bottle and shove it up my asshole with no lube. Just shove it up there raw. And end up getting a fucking red bottom afterwards. I don't know anymore. I can't even give this a fucking. I can't even say that this is an actual legit review because I'm not going into specific details. Because the thing is, this film put me in such a horrible trance with the dialogue, the actions, the writing, the mannerisms, the left field illogical bullshit, and just thinking in my mind, going back, traveling, and seeing that this right here was the beginning to what was to become as one of the worst actors to ever live in terms of the comedy world, to actually create something just so vile as time progresses. And sure enough, this right here was the beginning. You can arguably say this is the worst film that was released in the 1980s. Despite the traumas, despite the softcore porns, despite the cheesy ass action with just ridiculous slow motion cameras, despite whatever, in terms of the world of comedy, this may be the worst comedy film ever made in terms of the 1980s. It depends who you're asking, but for me, this is that one. This is my first time watching this movie too, and I mean I didn't even want to watch it, but the reason why I saw it, because I was curious. And sure enough, my curiosity is one thing that plays a trick on one's mind, whether it's gonna have good or bad. And this one right here, my curiosity that I had, ended up taking a toll on me. And this is the way to start off, huh, folks? In terms of what I give this movie, going overboard, this definitely mentally made me go overboard of losing sanity, losing sleep, giving me a legit actual headache to where I had to find some ibuprofen and just take maybe 2 or 3 tablets a day just to calm myself down and get over this headache that this film left on me. This film was just pathetic. I give this film as an easy 0 out of 5. So, folks, if you want to check this out, if you ever want to check this out, I suggest don't, because this film was just deplorable. I don't know what to do anymore. So with that being said, folks, this was my, you can say, review of this film, and ciao for now, fuckers.